and we'll do whatever you want to do. You want to do Carson Wentz for the 8th consecutive hour today? We will do that if that is your bailiwick. I'm also fascinated by this United that had the engine issue over Denver International, flying out to Hawaii on Saturday. Eddie's working on getting the 2 pilots on. We tried Sully, but Sully right now has got about 8 PR people by him, and you can't get him on under any circumstances. But we will try. Eddie's promised that we will do that with United, a 777 with 221 people aboard and a crew of 10. So, I mean, nobody seemed to be that except worried about the travel, that's for sure. Anyway, I watched a lot of the golf. Yeah, I didn't watch it. Sunday, the wind was terrible, so I stayed away. I didn't really watch much on Saturday, I should say. But Sunday, I watched a good part of it. I didn't really, and I had no rooting interest. There's nobody there I was rooting for. Sam Burns, I couldn't pick out of a lineup. Homa, I couldn't pick out of a lineup. I mean, I know he is, but I would not have been able to evaluate his swing. And we all know, of course, who Finau is. And Finau we saw, of course, a year or so ago on the aforementioned Masters, in which Tiger won. A little unlucky on 13, on 12 when he hit the ball in the pond there. Prior, allowing Tiger a little opening, him and Molinari both in the water, allowing Tiger a big opening, and Koepka a big opening to win that 15th major. Anyway, yesterday, Finau played really, really well. He shot a 64. He's got that short, quick swing. He doesn't, he's just a very efficient player. I guess I don't know enough about him. I don't watch him that much to get a real sense, but, eventually he's going to break through. But, boy, a guy of this much talent, 21 now, top 5 finishes, since he last won a tournament. I mean, he plays all the time. But that is an awful lot of bridesmaid scenarios. I'll tell you that. I mean, my goodness. You figure, just by luck, he would go out there and win an event. And yesterday specifically, when a kid misses a 32-inch, a 3.5-foot putt, as Homa did to win the tournament on 18, and then has to go to a playoff hole and is on the phone with his wife to get a pep talk on the way back to the 10th tee, a short par 4 where you can drive it. Very, very, very interesting. I mean, if that isn't an opportunity for Finau to win the event, what exactly is? I mean, he missed a putt to win it on set. Well, first off, he had a bad wedge on the last hole when he needed a birdie would have really done him well. And he hit a bad wedge, and he had to get up and down, which he did, but he didn't give him a chance to make a birdie. On the first playoff hole, he missed a makeable 7-foot putt, and then in the second playoff hole, par 3, 14, hit the ball in the bunker, hit a oak so-so bunker shot, and then he missed another 7-footer to have the hole and get to 18 again, still tied. And then he, of course, lost the event because he bogeyed the par 3, while, in fact, Homa had parted after he had missed the putt prior. So Finau is a guy that just at the moment can't really seem to break through. Great, seems like a heck of a nice guy. He did an on-course interview with Dottie Pepper as soon as it was over. I would have liked to have Dottie ask Tony, how about these 2 putts? Both 7-footers. You make one of them, you at least are still playing, and if you make the first one, you win the event. Give me your thoughts on those. Question wasn't asked, so I don't really have a feel of why he missed 2 makeable 7. Now, listen, it's a 7-foot, 8-foot putt. That's not guaranteed, but, makeable. And he missed them both. But Finau, you got to wonder now, why he doesn't win more. I mean, for a guy of this kind of talent who's in second place all the time, some guys are just, I don't know. It's too early to say this, but, some guys are those guys who, who are always around a leaderboard but just don't win enough. I mean, maybe Finau will be that person here down the road. You hope not, for his own sake, and he handled himself great in the post-match interviews, but you have to wonder why he doesn't. And this is a tournament he's got to win. He shoots a 64 on Sunday afternoon. He's got a chance to birdie 18. He doesn't do it. The kid opens up the door by missing a putt that would have won the tournament on the aforementioned 18. He was behind him. And then he gets the first playoff hole, and he's got a great opportunity there because not only has he got a chance for a birdie, but his opponent is wrapped around a tree and somehow has to make a very difficult second shot, which he does, gets it on a green in a weird angle. And then in the second extra hole, he needs to get up and down, which is possible, and doesn't do it. So, I mean, just plenty of opportunities for Finau in that spot, if for nothing else, to go play an extra hole. So I don't know enough about him. I mean, I don't know enough about his his close seconds. I'd have to look how many of these events he should have won. Listen, he's got 21 top fives now since 2016. 21 top fives. I mean, could he have won 7 or 8 of those tournaments, or should he have won 3 or 4 of those tournaments? I can't say should have. He could have won yesterday. Yesterday wasn't a should have. It was a could have. I don't know enough about the 21 events where he's finished in the top 5 where he should have won the event compared to could have. I don't have a feel on that. But it would bother me though if I was Finau that I was in this situation on a constant basis where I just can't quite get over the top. He handled himself really well. Late yesterday or early evening, he handled himself really well. And the theme and in golf, especially in golf, more so than tennis, because tennis you got to beat. Medvedev can talk all he wants. Well, I give myself enough opportunities. Well, you can keep on getting your heads bashed in by Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic until the cows come home. So as Medvedev just said, they're just better players than us. Let's face it. Don't get on us. Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer better. Finau, even if the other guy is better, golf's such a weird sport that you should, if you're knocking on the door as much as he is, you should have broken through and won 2 or 3 of these tournaments in the last 4 or 5 years. And for whatever the reason he hasn't done that, I'd have to go back and ask somebody who's seen the majority of them to find out how many he left on the table. Yesterday was a could have won, not a should have won. Jeremy Huber, your calls in a sec.